Hi, good morning. So today is Thursday, August 20th, and during this morning's meditation, a song lyrics came into my mind just completely out of the blue. So I pay attention to that because it'll repeat in my head, and I'm like, fine, let me look up the lyrics. And there's always something there. And this time, this time it was Kenny Rogers, The Gambler. And I don't want to sing this, so I'm going to speak it because, I don't sing so well. So it's no one to hold him. Okay. No one to hold him. No one to fold him. No one to walk away. No one to run. You never count your money while you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Okay. That's what was in my head. And usually when lyrics come into my head like that, that's the part that triggers me to like, oh, I know that song, but I don't know how this other part goes. And the other part is what is significant for the message. So that's why I go to Google. And so there is something about those lyrics actually that'll come in the second part. So the second part was like, okay, this is where I don't know the lyrics as well. So let's see if I can think of them. So it's like, because every gambler knows what to throw away and what to keep. Something like that. Because every gambler knows, oh, there's a secret to knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. There's a secret. Yeah. Every gambler knows there's a secret to knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. Here's the part that, okay, I just got all the chills. The important part. Because every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser. And I won't say the next lyric because it's not relevant, but because every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser. So that part, I was like, holy that was the feeling and the meditation was like, let's just see what comes. So then let's just tell a story together. So through shuffling, and like if things pop out, then we'll talk about it. But it felt like what's going on right now is, and maybe again it's the eclipses, everything's so intertwined that it's like, okay, justice. This is like knowing truth, speaking truth, cause and effect. This is like the universe. What I was getting ready to say when I saw that was, it's like it's kind of like Wheel of Fortune energy, Knight of Wands. Yeah. Like going after what you want. It's like, yeah, you got to know what you want, but there's also like this energy of trusting all the forces at play that we can't see or perceive or be aware of. And so knowing that, okay, here's something else. Oh my God, the inner authority. This is what I was thinking. There's something calling on our inner authority. It's not looking out there it's like we don't look out there to perceive, like to understand what we want for ourselves. We go inside to our inner authority to say, here's what I desire, and I'm going to create it, and I know how to create it. And what I was going to say is like the seeds we've already planted are really important, because we talked about this in a prior reading where like energy is becoming more and more dense. So whatever, like there's a desire for something, and then there's like mental thought forms happening and planning and strategy and logic and all of that stuff combined. And then it becomes physical in our reality, because then we start seeing like, here's what I want to go after. And then we're actually like, if it's something you're buying, then it's like Googling how to get that for the price you've already figured out you're comfortable with, and what your heart's desire is, like what the dream looks like. And then when you bring it closer and closer to you, or you're physically creating it out of nothing if you're a creator, so it's, if you're like an artist, or you're bringing something to the market if you're in business, you know what I mean? So, but you've already planted seeds. And this energy right now is like, no one to hold them, no one to fold them, because every hand's a loser. This isn't in order. And every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser. We don't know what card is coming next that's going to make our current hand a winner. Okay, I'm getting all the chills. So this is the message of like this positivity of the sun. This is like the big energy. There was that message about tapping into joy. We've really got to feel this. We've got to be optimistic that whatever seeds we've planted have set some energetic balls in motion in the universe. And the universe is like doing this. Okay, now I've got all these balls to juggle because I'm always working in your favor. We may not always look out at our current reality and say, wait, that's not in my favor. I don't want this. And it's like, well, certain seeds that were planted, we have to like present this to you in your reality because it's a challenge you need to work through in order to get to blah, blah, blah. So there's always a call for optimism, knowing, like trusting that the next card that comes out is going to be the like to create your full house. You know what I mean? And I don't know poker rules, but the gambler, that metaphor there. So, okay, let's see. So let's just start with this. We have Justice, the Hierophant, the Sun. It's no coincidence that we were doing this by our intuition. Like this is what came to the message this morning. Like just start talking, pull the cards, finish the story. These are all major arcana. We have Justice, the Hierophant, the Sun. With Justice, there may be other parties involved in what you're considering right now, or the people that are like, whatever's happening in your life right now, there might be other parties that have some sense of perceived authority. Then we have Justice, which it can be in the legal system or contracts or agreements. And then we have the Hierophant, which is like, it could even be like other positions of perceived power, where you go for counsel, guidance. It could be in the mental or healthcare system. It could be spiritual. It could be anything. It could be anything. But the Hierophant calls on us, actually both of these, Justice calls on us to say, what is our truth? And what truth am I willing to speak to bring about what I want? Because there's cause and effect. I can create the effects I want in my life. Other things create cause and effect too. Like back to like, what seeds have we already planted and we just don't see them in our reality yet coming to fruition, but the next card dealt might be the thing. Mixed metaphors. A Hierophant is calling on us to use our inner authority. We don't have to look out there for everyone to grant us our wishes, right? There are other people that we might need to collaborate with or network with, whatever, and share resources with, but we don't like, we grant our own permission slips with the Hierophant. And the Sun is saying, and through it all, remain optimistic, remain enthusiastic. There's no other choice, because that's the energy. What you put out is what you get back. And that's the whole vibe of today, is like this, nothing is set in stone. And in terms of like, this is how things go. And there are other forces that we don't understand and can't see, but it's like the energy we have infused things with in our lives is coming to bear, and we just don't know when, so it's like, remain optimistic, look for the signs, listen for, things feel very accessible lately, feel like right now, meaning use your senses, pretend you're a tuning fork. You're resonating with all the vibrations out there. And if you feel one that's like, ooh, no, pay attention to that too. And they're like, you're an antenna. You're like tuning into the signals. So take all that in. Now let's get to the reading. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. I think we just launched right in, didn't we? So I keep getting drawn toward my Zodiac Tarot. It's probably because we're still between the eclipses, and I keep thinking about like the way that eclipses are like portals, for that, like where things feel more accessible. And it's almost like the veil is thin, we use whatever language you like, or like a portal we can just step through to an alternate reality. There's so many metaphors, but it feels like now it's like it takes maybe a belief change or a change in how you perceive the way the world works, the way the universe arranges things in your favor. Maybe you're still at the, do I even believe I can have this? You know, we talked about self-worth. I feel like that's in our rearview mirror, and you're like coming around, or already have started to believe it. Maybe you've always known it. We've always known it, but what's gotten in the way of us truly believing that we can be an active player in this game, a co-creator. And I love that word as much as it gets overused, because it really highlights just, we have a sense of agency. We have a bigger part than we may think we have in this whole game, in this whole way that we can create things for our greater good, and know that other forces are also working. It's like, I've said this for the last couple of years. We dream up this is to me how I feel like it really works. It feels like it holds true time and time again. When we have to like really feel into the desire that we have for ourselves and for our loved ones, or whatever it is that you want in your life. Feel the desire for it, like a longing for it. Like I said, like a few months ago, that somebody said first, that I was like, yes, I'm going to take that and put it in my pocket and use it, because it's so true. It's like to desire for something, to long for something means to call in a piece of it so that you can feel it close, so that you really feel like everything about it. So you can really, just pull it close. Because when we do that longing and pulling it close, then we know for sure, like, is this meant for me? Is this for me? You know, if we can pull it close enough to like feel it, listen, touch it, smell it, then it's like, oh, now I understand it better. I understand how this fits or doesn't fit. You know, so allow yourself to long for something without setting low expectations, because the sun says we got to stop setting our expectations so low. We can remain optimistic, because it's not like here's what's coming. I don't think we've said this before, but it's not like we can't switch gears with our emotions as quickly as we switch our thoughts. You know what I mean? So it's like, desire, long for it, speak it with the justice guy. Like, I want this so bad for my life. And the vulnerability that comes with the sun, being able to do that. And then if it doesn't happen, then it's not like we have to wallow in grief because we allowed ourselves this big feeling of longing and wanting out of optimism and vulnerability, to letting everyone see how much we want it. Whoever you're allowing to see that vulnerability of like speaking your desires. Why does that feel so vulnerable? Right? I feel like, wow, that may be a huge message here, is like, speak it into existence. Let others hear it a little bit. Try it on for size. See how that feels. And then you might get a whole cheerleading section at your back saying, yes, I want that for you too. And here I have some resources, right? Back to like, you may need to collaborate with people. Well, how do they know what you're desiring? They may have just the perfect little key for one of your doors you're hoping to step through, right? So speak it, allow it to be known, be vulnerable with voicing your desires. Because that is one of those things you put out, that step you take in co-creation, that the universe goes, oh, okay, well, yeah, let's get all these balls in motion for you. Juggle, juggle, juggle. And then they deliver the next card to you for your full house. Okay, let's go. So, God, there's a whole bunch of stuff we just said that I think a lot of us are feeling right now. It's like the divine timing of it all. So let's see what message wants to come through for that. I kind of want a trajectory. Let's do a trajectory here. These are the overall themes that we just spoke. Let's do like a trajectory from here forward. I don't want to look in the past unless it's extremely relevant for us to be able to move forward. That's an intention I'm setting for this reading. Okay, so we have the Fool. Okay, this is the first card in the Major Arcana, another major, that says we're off on our journey. We're trust falling into the universe. We're co-creating this with the universe because we're no longer holding back out of fear. This is like, yeah, fears will come up. every step along the way, probably. And that's okay. I have the sun at my back. Well, in this case, their front. And it's like, yeah, we're going for it. And maybe that is the message here. It's like, just keep focusing on the positive. Oh my God. I said that to my husband this morning. It was the two of us having coffee. He had a cat on his lap. I had a cat on my lap. And this message of positivity was already coming through because I had meditated and had my quiet time before he woke up. And that's when things tend to come in. And then we're sitting there and I held up, they're laying flat on our lap. So I kind of scooped up the front two paws of one of the cats and I was like, he's so positive. And so we start laughing and I'm like, oh my God, look at all the positivity. There's 8 paws of positivity here. There's 8 of them. 8 is the number of abundance. I just realized that. Okay. Anyway, it's been a theme today, apparently. So let's go. We have the 9 of Cups. This is like, what are your heart's desires? What do you wish for? It's coming. We have to feel it fully. The Fool is going towards the wish fulfillment. First, we got to wish it. Here's the 4 of Cups. This is where, unless it's extremely important on our journey, don't show it to me. Well, here it is. Why? There's something about the readiness to receive. And maybe we spoke a little bit in the overview here, like, is there still something where you don't feel like you can have it, you deserve it, you're worthy enough, that sort of vibe? So something's lingering. We've got to, yep, 8 of Swords says release it. Release whatever that is. This is the card of constriction. Where do you feel resistance energy? Where do you feel constriction? Where do you feel cloudy confusion energy? They usually have a blindfold on in this picture. They're usually bound up a little bit, but not so tight that they can't just like shimmy out of it and take their own blindfold off. But this says, okay, we've got to understand it. Why don't we feel like we're ready to receive? Sit with that. Release it. Let go of it. It's not real. It's an illusion. It's all mind stuff. It's not real. And then the 10 of Swords. Once we do that, it's fully being put to rest. So that's the trajectory. This feels like in this moment, we're already moving forward on our journey. So it's not like this is saying we don't have to wait to release it to start taking steps to be that co-creator. This is saying we take the steps first. Following that desire, we have to know what we desire. And then this is where I think we're going to get real clarification. Once we bring in that longing, bring it close to us, then we know, then it becomes very clear what it is, why we're holding back, why we don't feel worthy or deserve it or can have and hold it. Like we said the other day, this is like, and then we're releasing it real fast. We're like, ew, gross. I had no idea that was still sticking to me. I don't want it. You already kind of knew you didn't want it. That's what I'm picking up, is like, you knew it. And now, but somehow you were still letting it drag behind a little bit, and it's like, nope. We're not doing that. Okay, let's get the next layer of clarification. We'll see where we're going. Let's get the Fool. Okay, we have the Page of Wands. This is our readiness to go after what we truly desire. Okay, the page feels like, again, a readiness. There's a little bit of spontaneity there with setting out on this journey. It's like, it's trusting because you don't know all the pieces of this, like you don't know all the steps along the way. You don't know what card is coming next, but this is you trusting that you have a decent enough hand to start on your journey. Okay, let's get the 9 of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords. This is you really discerning what you desire. And this is like, sometimes you might even have to create a boundary that says, internal and external. External, if you've got people say, no, that's a bad idea. Or here, this is a good idea. It's like, be a little bit like, hey, thank you. But my inner authority is here saying, I'll take your advice under discernment. whatever, however you would phrase that to your loved ones and friends, because they care about you. They're doing it out of some people do it out of fear because they went down a road or they just want the best for you. But a lot of those feel like fear thoughts, right? Spoken fear thoughts. And if it feels like that, it's like, just hold up a little energetic hand that says, thank you. I really appreciate you caring so much to give me that insight. And then, so that's from the external. The internal boundary would be do you have your own inner voice that just keeps your mind loops going or keeps you in distrust? I think I want that, but, that voice can sound like a million things. So what is it in you, if you have any of this internal barrier to truly discerning what you desire? What is it? Where did it come from? What is it asking of you? Do you have an internal barrier to break down? To learn that, wait, I can listen to all those voices and I know how to hear each one for what they are. Oh, that's a fear thought. Oh, that's a desire thought. Oh, that's a fun, spontaneous thought. What lights me up? What dampens me? There's this internal discernment going on. That's asking to spend a little time there and not long. Okay, now we have the Four of Cups. Now this is the Prince of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups. This is, once you sit with this is you knowing exactly what your heart is opening toward or into or in service of. So this is the Knight of Cups is action. Four of Cups is inaction. This is your turning point right here at the heart of this spread. It takes going through the discernment, the internal and external barriers and boundaries that you have to navigate. Once you go through that, you start to open up. And then there's this, you're opening up to what you desire. And it's almost like the Nine of Cups. Maybe you have a lot of desires. The Knight of Cups says, oh, here's the one. Here's where my first step anyway. Let's go with the Eight of Swords. We've got too many. There was an Ace of Swords there, so there's a lot of clarity. Or let's see, one card, please, for the Eight of Swords. We've got the Prince of Pentacles. And more action. This is very grounded. You're off on your journey. So this is you releasing whatever those illusions were, whatever those old patterns. This is you going, no, I'm going this way. You're staying back here. I didn't know you were still there. Oh my God. It can be fun like that. Treat yourself with, humor and lightheartedness. And because we're all just joyful children underneath it all. When did we get so serious? I heard somebody in a podcast, I kept honing in on what, it was a audiobook actually. And I was his voice, he kept saying, why so serious? Like Heath Ledger in The Joker. And he was actually really good at that imitation or impersonation. But it was that really stuck with me. Yeah, why are we so serious? Now, don't go to the dark place like the Joker, but you know what I mean? Why so serious? Okay. I don't know why that came through. Must need to be said. So 10 of Swords. This is our ending and new beginning. So we have the 5 of Swords. So this is a little bit about, it could be doubt. It could be those, the 5 of Swords has so many, it arrives in times of what is keeping us in the thought loops or second guessing ourselves or doubting ourselves. And it could be you taking a moment and looking back and saying, is there anything else? Is there anything else? Because we're not turning back. When it comes with the 10 of Swords, which is I arrived here and it's been a blessing. I don't regret anything. It's time for a new day. Everything that has come before, it's no surprise we got the 8, the Queen is here guiding the way of discernment. The 8 is released. The 10 is speak now or forever hold your peace kind of energy with the mind and the stuff we're releasing from and detaching from. This is, that word was important. The energy of detachment. It means you've done your inner healing work. There's not a lot here except for maybe a little bit about, is there anything left around your sense of worthiness and havingness? And your ability to co-create. Do you believe that yet? Because you You can do it. It's just a matter of believing it, feeling like that is part of your journey. Believe it. You can do it and have it. And this is like, speak now or forever hold your peace to all those doubt thoughts. Like, okay, like the Hierophant holds court. The justice holds court. Let's hear it. All parties concerned, speak it. Oh my God. Because there's no turning back. Once we set forth, and we'll see what the next layer holds. I hope I have time. I hope my client isn't waiting outside. I don't think they are. Because once we'll go through this next layer, and it's like, we're not going back. We're not going to turn back and let ourselves like, oh, go find that party, the concerned party, and be like, wait, can you tell me your story again? Like, I want to make sure I made the right judgment here. I know I already filed the paperwork and like set the balls in motion about how, what comes after a verdict is made. But yeah, let me go back and listen to this story again. No, that doesn't happen in the justice system, right? No, next case. New lawyers, new defendant, and I don't know all the parties. But that's the energy. Okay, let's go. Speak now or forever hold your... It's like you're done. That's what it feels like. There's been a lot of that coming through here lately too, walking through these doors with my clients. Like, we're done. I'm sick of this shit. I've heard these words actually, so I'll say them. I'm just sick of that shit. And some people say, I'm sick of my own shit. Like, it's like, we're just done. We're done. But we're in a happy way. We're like, done. I've already done the emotional processing. Now it's these little Klingons. I'm done. Okay. I'm sorry. Too many words. Let's go. King of Cups. So with the Fool, we're setting out on our journey. We're trusting. We're co-creating. The Princess of Wands is the Page of Wands. Like, it's asking for like our readiness to go forward. We're like, okay, we're ready, right? We're going toward what we desire, and a little bit of like spontaneous movement. Like we know we don't need to see the whole map, right? And then the King of Cups is the emotional stability and maturity. There's something in you that maybe that emotional processing in the past that you've done, you've reached this level of equanimity, meaning you're not like dramatic about anything anymore. It's more like you can still feel the waves of emotion, but it doesn't rock your boat. Okay, Nine of Cups, Queen of Swords. And then we have the Lovers. Okay, so when you think about the Nine of Cups, really sitting and dreaming up, what are your desires? What do you long for? Feel the longing. Queen of Swords, question the barriers to that. Discern what barriers exist. What boundaries do you need to negotiate? And then the Lovers is choice. This is your sense of agency and going after it. You have so much choice in this matter, but the choice is what aligns to that longing. What choices do you have? Like, it's almost like, here are your cards. We talked about, like, I could play this hand a number of ways. Oh, I'm getting all the chills. So there's something about you have a lot of options available to you right now. You don't know what card's going to be dealt next, but you know enough to really discern because every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser. It's up to you how you're going to play that hand, right? So are you thinking about the short-term, long-term steps? What's important for you? Are you going something? I don't know if that's important here. Let me just pause. Okay, there might be something about the way you are. Oh gosh. Yeah, it has something to do with, maybe it'll play out. We'll go forward, but something to do with like, there might be a lot of options presented, but you're really trying to discern which one leads to the long-term fulfillment, happiness, where you want to end up. We don't always see where we want to end up, and it's kind of a game, right? It's like, well, that's nice, but I'd be happy with other outcomes too. Oh, and there's something about that too. I think we're going to move on because there's just note, there's something about your sense of choice and the options that you're dreaming up. Okay, here's what it is. Discern between the options that you really long for like all of your options for happiness, because there are many. There are many, and you're open to that many. And the ones currently you perceive to be available to you to choose from. Yeah, I feel that in my guts. There's going to be a gut. Oh God. And I'm getting a hot flash, but I feel it in my gut where it's going to maybe be trust your gut kind of a choice where you say, here are all the ones available to me right now. And it's almost like oh, here it is. Yep. You're choosing. It's like saying, don't make a choice based on the things that you perceive to be available to you right now. There are still other choices out there for the long-term fulfillment that will, because there's going to be another card played to you that all will become clear. Oh, there's my full house. I was about to play what do you call it? A triple? What do you call it? I need to learn some poker rules first. But you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I'm glad I held out just one more round, one more hand, because that completed my full house where I almost just settled for something way less. You know, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's like, take advantage of these energies right now that say, you've put a lot of balls in motion. The universe is juggling. Just wait. They've almost got all, like the ships are almost coming in. Okay, let's get the Four of Cups, Knight of Cups. So this is your turning point into like, I've now grappled with why I feel like I can't receive, what these boundaries are for me receiving what I want. And then you're going for it. So let's get one more card there. And we have the Hermit. This is you sitting with it. This is you really discerning what I want. This is why I was feeling it in my gut. This is the gut energy. This is first of all, it's Virgo, which is earth energy. And it's like really, it's like the combination, it's like really grounded down into your body, like whoosh. Trust your gut when you start to turn that corner about the choice that you're making. Because you grappled with the choice right here. Trust your gut. It's going to be a good, like a deep feeling like, yes. Okay, Eight of Swords, Prince of Pentacles, which is Knight of Pentacles. So you're releasing and you're moving forward. Here's the Two of Swords. This is that energy that says, this is that, oh, maybe, yeah, this or that. And it's like, that's the part that you're like, enough, I dealt with you. This is really trusting your intuition or gut, however you would phrase that, to really step out of those chains that are holding you back. This second guessing yourself is not doing you any favor. It may have served you at some point. That's what's coming through. And now it doesn't. It almost feels like it's so, once the illusion of that is revealed, it's like so easy for you to release. It's not something that will take long. And then we have the Ten of Swords. It's a complete ending to anything that has you, like you're not, it's like speak now or forever hold your peace. And now we have the Seven of Swords. This is, this is your cleverness. This is the, oh, it was so easy to see all along, duh, kind of energy. And this is your preparedness, your resourcefulness. So this is tapping into the way, it's almost like you're meeting the Five of Swords energy with the Seven of Swords. You're like, no more doubt, I'm clever. You know, you still have that like way you can discern, be skeptical when you need to, not cynical, skeptical, discerning. It's all right here lined up with the Sun too. Very optimistic, very joyful. The Seven of Swords says, I see you, Five of Swords. I see you, doubt. Get away. We're leaving you behind. Okay, now we're going to get one final advice from the universe. Oh my God. The Magician and the Seven of Swords. You're doing it. You're the co-creator. You're very clever. Whoever you are, you're very clever. You're very resourceful. Use those superpowers in what you're doing here. Okay, one little piece of advice. We have the Six of Wands, which is success. Know that you're going to be successful when you navigate this. The Ten of Pentacles is your ultimate fulfillment. It's your happiness. It's your rootedness. It's your family. It's your generational. Like if you want to treat, sometimes I'll treat this like the Ten of Pentacles, depending on how it's coming through, as like your family line energy. Like you're navigating that family line energy, if you want to take it there, if that resonates for you, in a very successful way. You're breaking old patterns. You're creating new opportunities. And then the Ace of Wands, you're really trusting your intuition. This is like third eye energy here. I know you can't see them, maybe so easy, but that's that I'm going after what I want. That's the ultimate card of going after what I want. This is it's not just a fresh grounded start. We already have that here with the Page of Pentacles. And now we have it with the 10. When we set out on it, we're going the distance and it's going to be successful for ultimate fulfillment and happiness. Okay, the story is confirmed. The Ace of Wands is saying, oh, I believe it. It's that fire energy, the passion, and it's probably tied to something with your purpose. But this feels like this could be, there's nothing specific here in terms of whether it's what you're doing as far as work or hobbies, passion projects, or are you moving location? This is broad enough to encompass all of that. There's nothing specific here. This just says everything is so intertwined with the energies right now that you can't tease those apart. So there's a reason. That's the reason why this part was not specific. The energies right now are like, yeah, your location might be tied to your purpose. When you make a move, maybe it allows for other opportunities about your work or service or whatever you do in the world to give and receive. Like that mutual support, that energetic exchange is tied up with your location. You can't tease anything apart here. Okay, so that's what we have today. Thank you for being here. Always feel free to reach out and let me know if you want to do a one-on-one reading or go deeper into any part of this as it resonated for you. That would be wonderful. Thank you. Bye.